Morning, everybody. I thought I'd do a quick video this morning. I got my new glasses finally. Jeez, that was a nightmare trying to get these glasses. Oh my God. 3 was a charm. 3 was a charm. Been a month and a half ago, I went to the eye doctor. Got my exam, ordered new stuff. A week later, I get a text, come get my glasses. I go up to get my glasses, I put them on. Can't read. Everything's blurry. They're like, why? They're like, you got to look at the bottom. They're progressive lenses. I know how to look through glasses. I said, these aren't right. They're wrong. And so they start looking out and they're like, they are single vision. That's weird. Never seen that. Okay, it happens. Send them back. I sent them back. A week later, I get a call. A week and a half later, I get the text, come get your glasses. So I go get my glasses. And same thing, put them on, can't read nothing. So they're wrong, they're the same as they were, they didn't do anything. The girls, same thing, you gotta look at the bottom. Waking back with you guys. So yeah, they sent them back again. And so yesterday, I got the text, and they're right. This time I can see. Last night we went over to Lake Charles, had supper. We're gonna go to a concert. Poor Kathy. She had a week. She had a rough week. She was worn out. She's like, "Do you mind if we don't go to music?" I said, "I don't mind. Let's go home." So we headed home, and on the way over, there was a wreck on I-10 West, and we're like, hope that's cleared up by the time we head home. Said, yeah, it will be by the time we head home. Concert doesn't start till 8:30, so no problem. Well, we leave early, and I punch in on the GPS to go home, and it gives me 3 choices, and we live 30 minutes from Lake Charles. Every one of them was 55 minutes to an hour to get home. And I was looking at the GPS, going, what in the heck? Switching different routes. And I was like, look down here on I-10. It's got a little red strip, a little red part. That wreck was still there. And thank gosh we took the last exit we could. Took the long way around home. But we weren't sitting in traffic for the if we stayed on I-10, it said an hour and a half to get through that mess. So we've seen some back roads of Louisiana and Texas, and we made it home. But the I-10 out there is just, wow. That thing's a mess. It's just a mess. Since we moved here 3 years ago, the I-10 by the first exit where we get on I-10, and from there all the way to Louisiana, which is, I think it's 24 miles. It's probably about 10 exits or more, 15 exits. And there's just construction all the way. 3 lanes to 2 lanes to 1 lane to 2 lanes to 1 lane to 2 lanes, that kind of crap. And 18 wheelers just blowing down through that. Which we couldn't tell what the wreck was all about on the other side, but it was still being cleaned up. And we got home as if we'd almost gotten to the concert. I put the link in the chat there. If Ashley shows up today, she can pop on in, or she might still be in bed. Surely the rooster's crowed by now. But the best is behind us, right? It seems that way. I can't believe this. The more and more stuff that comes out about how terrible America's been. We're just awful. Wow. And my whole life growing up, we're told we're the best thing ever. America's the only way, man. We're cool to people. We don't do what those guys do to people. We don't do that. Yeah, we're good to everybody. We have Bill of Rights and stuff. Our government doesn't censor us. Ha, we got that going. They don't spy on us. Ha, we got that going. Shit. Everything we ever thought was was cool about America is what's uncool about America. It's behind us. If there was a best time, I mean, it's hard to believe now. In my whole life, all the leaders, all of them, ever we've had, I'm convinced that they're all kin. We know that. And it was all agenda driven. We had no choices. Our votes all these years. And he says, yeah, our votes, our votes, our votes. Yeah, other than local, the important ones, state, governors, all that, got worse and worse over the years. And federal was always a fix. Fix was always in. That's what's crazy. Is the few whistleblowers in my lifetime of government, boy, they took care of them pretty pronto. Those guys, no wonder whistleblowers don't want to come out. You don't fare well when you go talking. And there's was that guy who had him on the other day? Was it David Bet David or Patrick Bet David? Yeah, that plumber on that supposedly over the years was the plumber of choice for our government behind the scenes when somebody clogged up a toilet at the 3 a.m. meeting. They called this guy, and he'd gone to Antarctica. One of the crazy things he talked about in Antarctica was the fact that up there they had these huge areas with servers, with quantum computing servers, I believe, because he said they put them up there surely for the temperature, for the cold, to keep them cool. He said, and where they were stored, where they were operating from, the walls were just louvers, and they opened the louvers up and closed the louvers, keeping them cooled down. Because I know I watched that Geordie Rose deal about his quantum computer, and he said they had to invent a whole new cooling system for the chip, the one chip itself. So if you're running banks and banks and banks of servers with those quantum chips, you're going to need a lot of cold. And then I can see where Antarctica would be perfect. You don't have to, doesn't cost you a dime to keep it cold. And that guy was just Patrick Bet David kind of pushed him on it, going, why would we believe you? What are you? And he's like, no, I'm just a regular guy that was a plumber. I saw all this and just figured now I'd say something. I've seen a lot in my time. And like most people with information like that, just kind of people, okay, whatever. Why? Because our cognitive dissonance, once again, unless you show us pictures and video, even then, we're like, no, come on, man. They wouldn't do that, would they? Would they do that? Damn right they would. Damn right. But the more and more and more this goes down the road, the more I read the Bible, the more I learn about this. There's no way we're not in the short season. There's not. There's no way we're not in that short season. Because, I mean, gosh, what would it look like in your mind, the world with the devil in charge to deceive the nations once more. Look what we've got. Look what we've got. Nothing but chaos everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, that's one of those deals where you just go, just don't seem right. Just don't seem right. Can't understand it. We're not made to understand, I guess. They don't want us to understand. The only way to understand is through faith. The veil will be lifted. You have faith, you'll be able to see it. You'll be, wow, these guys are terrible. And it's so funny. In my lifetime, the litmus test for public service became a situation where it was cult of personality. Who was the sharpest looking, who was the most polished speaker, who had money, who was successful, who, it's this little package they built. Instead of somebody who's just common sense, honest, has integrity. Nah, you don't look right to be a politician for me. You don't speak eloquent enough to be a politician for me. You can't do it. We can't do it. Look at you. Just look at you. How can you be a politician? You ain't got on a $3,000 suit. You don't have multiple hidden shell companies yet. Yeah, we cut out quite the model for the modern politician, didn't we? And Joe, oh my God, Joe is such an embarrassment. Oh my God. I'm sure if you've been half awake, you saw the clip where he's asked about Ping being a dictator or not, and he just says straight up, yeah, he's a dictator. And his top advisor, Anthony Blinken, they had a camera on him. He's like, oh, that hurt him. Oh, he's like, oh, that's going to take him a month. Just sweep that under the rug. That was, Joe. 81 million people voted for that man. They love him. They're like, to hell with a good economy. To hell with America's number one in the world now in energy production. To hell with that. We want Joe. Because Joe will do even better because, he's got a track record of doing nothing. So he can obviously do better. And people believe they got their vote counted. No, that's why it went down the way it went down, because everybody knew. Everybody knew. And it's like, what do we do? Our hands are tied. What do you do? What would happen if nobody voted? Or what would they do? Would they go, come on, guys, y'all gotta come out and vote for one of us? And we go, we don't want one of you. We want y'all. We want somebody else. Oh, but you can't have us because we're the ones on the ballot. We make the rules. You vote for us. We'll tell you who's in charge. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I noticed on one of my videos the other day, I burp a lot. Some videos, and I didn't even realize it. I watch it back and looking for the errors and the dumb shit I said, and I'm didn't even realize it. Who's creeping around out there? I hear somebody. Is it dogs roaming around my house out there? Oh, let's see. Is he still over there? Oh yeah. Louis. Last night, we went and ate over there. We got a T-bone, and I brought the bone home. Louis out in the yard. In heaven. Heaven, I say. Hey, Cliff. How are you? We're trying to get him to quit chewing. God, he's a chewer. I came home yesterday. That's a whole nother story in my truck. Hopefully, I have it back within 2 weeks, and it's done. But it's just been a nightmare. Guys had my truck almost a year. But I come home yesterday. Louie, where's Louie? Go back. He comes running out of the back bedrooms, out of the back of the house, going go in the bedroom, master bedroom, and he's ripped a comforter all the heck. Oh God, just ripped it. There's just stuffings everywhere. That's not the first time his kennel consists of the blankets and sheets and stuff. He's ripped to pieces. That's what he gets to sleep on. His damage. But our dogs. Oh, Marty. He's the only one. He's the only one. He chews. He got chew bones all over the place. He's got toys. He's got everything he needs. But he wants to chew on the comforter or the doorway right there. He chews on our baseboards. These two baseboards over there. He's chewed on the daggum baseboards. Fool. What a fool. But off topic, back on topic. Yeah, the best is behind us. Wow. It's just my whole life. The narrative always felt a little skewed, right? And I always keep saying this, but that's not what's happening. Y'all keep talking about better, and nothing gets better. And in my life, they've always labeled getting better with technological improvements, right? Go all the way from the telephone, the two-piece telephone, to the one-piece telephone, to the cell phone. Oh, everything's gotten so much better. That's one thing got better. You know, it's kind of, it had to get better, right? Or we're really dumb. But everything else, oh my God. That's what's always got me is since the 60s, there's been people out there that built the technology to where cars run on hydrogen, run on water, or even gasoline and still get 100 miles a gallon. And they won't let us use them. They won't put them standard on every vehicle. They won't let it happen. Out of greed, you know, when the Rockefellers and them start kicking off the whole Standard Oil and petroleum taking over the market, and I saw a real good deal the other day. People don't realize that up until the 20s and 30s, when big oil started taking over, a lot of stuff was made out of hemp. A lot of stuff. It was the plastic of the times until petroleum came and gave us plastic. But as I watched this video, this guy's talking about he's going to start making general products out of hemp, and disposable and non-disposable. I believe he said that'd be pretty cool. But just think about it. In our lifetime alone, so many industries have just sit kind of stagnant, and they've tried to dress them up. They've tried to tell us, it's normal. All these things are normal. But I didn't realize. I believe it was the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ only started in like 1983. For some reason, a lot of people probably the same way. They think stock market and stuff. And, now there's the 3 indexes, which back before 1980 something, there was only the one. And I didn't realize it came in. Yeah, you can make just about anything from hemp. That's an amazing product. And that's one of those deals in I believe it was late 20s, early 30s, along with alcohol and stuff, was another one of the products that was banned. That they banned the growth. The government. Do you know the story of that? People know the story of that, how the government, banned it and took it over, and they they have marijuana farms, hemp farms, I think North Carolina, somewhere else, where they grow strains and they test it. They know how good it is. They know how good it is, but they're not going to let us have any of it. They're not going to let us have any of it. They know all of its abilities. They know cannabis's ability for healing and its pharmacological spectrum. They know all this, and that's the huge biggest reason, I think, for me, of the most obvious, that we are in that short season. I don't it wouldn't it couldn't, it shouldn't be this bad unless that's where we're at. Yeah, dude, everything is an amazing product. And you can that deal I watched about it is just like most anything else. There are variations that do different things. There's a variation that it's low grade, it's only good for making rope, making gas cans, things like that, right? The lowest end of stuff, and then better and better and better, and all the way up to clothes, all the way, pharmaceuticals, everything. And they tell us, yeah, that's a dangerous plant. You can't be trusted with this plant. Yeah, you'll take this plant and God knows what you people would do. It has to be a freaking Schedule 1 narcotic, and has to be demonized. It has to be criminalized. And that's one of the things making me so angry, Gleph, is there were those people in the 60s, 70s, 80s with these technologies going, hey guys, they're screwing us. We don't need that. We can do this. We can do it. We've got these, we can do it. And everybody's like, what? Do what? And mainstream's going, no, they're crazy. Those people are nuts. And corporations would swoop in and buy up their product and buy up their rights and patents and give them $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. People are like, I'm a millionaire. I just invented this little one thing out of hemp, and now I'm a millionaire. And now the product's gone forever. That's happened my whole life. That's happened my whole life. The biggest old boy got to buy up all the products and put out the one that made them the most profit. Then it wasn't the best one. We found that out over the years. Wow, America, made in the USA, used to mean quality. You think back and look, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, things like that used to last 20, 30 years. I know my dad in air conditioning, one of the first air conditioners he ever put in with his business in like 1976 was still running in 1990. I mean, you tell me, 24, 25 year old system is still running fine. The people just want him to come look at it because shouldn't it have broke by now? And that's fine. Same thing on his shop that he built. That thing, that lasted 25, 30 years. Oh, there's tons that run on water. There's a lot of them that run on water. There's a lot of them that run on, on the hydrogen. And I think it was the hydrogen one that a guy was working on, just a perpetual hydrogen. You put the water in, and there's a is it a hydrogenator that makes hydrogen? Has power electrodes in it and water, and the byproduct is hydrogen, and it just keeps circling around, and condensates, makes hydrogen, condensates, makes hydrogen. From what I remember, and I just think about that. Think about that. But planned obsolescence, that and common sense and what should be the natural. What are you doing, Fred? And in the natural way is things should get better and last longer, right? It should be the opposite. It shouldn't be. It's disposable, and use it, and when it breaks, don't worry about it. Throw it away. Get a new one. Right, Fred? Let me let you out, Fred. Come on, Fred. Oh, I forgot. I got to be careful. I had broken my left ankle, right? Broke that left ankle, and it's healing up. My next appointment is next week for that ankle. But yesterday, no, day before yesterday, I was walking the dogs and I rolled my right ankle. Oh shit. I was laying out in the yard crying. Oh, that hurt so bad. Oh my God, that hurt so bad. And it's not broken. It just sprained it real bad. My ankles roll so easy. I don't know. You see my scooter? I got my knee scooter. I was running around the casino last night with my scooter. But yeah, they when they started making everything disposable like that, when in my dad's industry, you started seeing air conditioners and heaters come out that were just so cheaply built, and they were cheap on the market, and this wouldn't last. And people were like, "Man, that thing's only 2 or 3 years old." You know, I can't believe that. And we're like, what do you want us to tell you? It's cheap stuff you buy. Our stuff is a little better. At least we have a warranty. I was saying, no warranty, just they're cheap. That's it. They're cheap. Yeah, this ankle, boy, both of them. Oh my God. Yeah, this last one just getting better. Not hurting too bad. And I'm walking the dogs, and I just stepped on a rock. Not too big a rock. Stepped on it. Whoo, boom, rolled that ankle. Down I went. Black and blue. Oh man, tendons and ligaments around that ankle hurt so bad. Can't even hardly touch them. But they just, sprained the ankle again. So now, I don't know why I didn't have braces. Just gotta wear braces every day. Just gotta wear braces. Nothing else I can do. But we look at these industries, and you look at healthcare, and doctors take the Hippocratic Oath, and they always say number one rule is do no harm. Well, these guys claim, hey, we didn't know those drugs would hurt people. We didn't know that the food was being engineered on us. We didn't know, and that's the thing. Did you ask? Did you ever ask? Because the few guys out there that went to medical school and started asking questions, whoa, guess what? They weren't doctors. They didn't get there. So you guys that did shut up and not ask questions, one of the first funny things I ever heard working in surgery is they're talking about doctors and nurses and operating room, and I'm soaking it all in, learning. And one of the techs at University Medical Center in Lubbock says, "Hey, just because his name has doctor on his jacket doesn't mean he knows shit." He says, "You know what they call the guy who graduated last in medical school? Doctor. They still call him doctor, and he's a dumbass. He barely got by. So beware. You're going to see these things. You're going to see bad doctors, but he's still a doctor, right?" That's scary. That's scary. And we, healthcare just supposed to be healing people, supposed to be making people better. But when you see the model, the business model for doctors, it's volume, 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 volume. Get these people in, get them started on a medication, get them on a perpetual routine of coming to see me, no matter what, whether they feel good or not. We're scheduling, regular appointments. We're scheduling lab work. We're making sure you're on your drugs, and theoretical astrophysicists. Those guys talk about sitting in a room going, okay, you guys got nuclear science, you got rocket science, you got astronomer, you got, all this stuff, man. I want one. I want a title that nobody can dispute. I want to be a theoretical astrophysicist. What does that mean? That means I know everything about the stars. Whatever I tell you, you got to listen to. And I'm going to say some really stupid stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. But I'm going to be so confident in it, you're going to believe that I know this for real. And you're going to believe me. And if you don't believe me, then guess what? I just get to say, where's your degree? Where's your degree? You don't have one, do you? That's right. You dumbass. Yeah, dark matter. Dark matter. 90% of everything around us we can't see, but we know it's there because we can't see it. We know it's there because we can't see it. We can't detect it. We can't manipulate it. We can't measure it. That's how we know it's there. That's literally their take on dark matter. That's the only thing that explains everything because we can't figure out anything. Dumbasses. Oh, Jordan Peterson. One of the first things I'd heard him talk about, and some other guys with him, about how these scientists over the last 50 years have spent whole careers, 15, 20, 30 years in one field and have produced nothing. They've made solid livings. They've traveled the world. They've gotten awards. They've done all this shit and produced nothing. Nothing but papers saying we're still working on it. We've done nothing. And everybody goes, yeah, good job. They're going to do another paper. Did you read their last one? Yeah. You're peer reviewed, right? Then you better listen. Peer review. Peer review. Peer review. If you're not peer reviewed, I'm not going to listen to you if you ain't peer reviewed. I always thought that was one of the worst freaking setups ever. Peer reviewed. Send us something to your buddies and go, what do you think? They're your buddies. You're like, hey, okay, that's fine. I don't think you're right. What? Dude, don't say that. My funding depends on this. Look it over. What do you think? Can it pass? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's all kind of weird, but okay, we'll pass it. Peer reviewed, get your funding, and now I'm gonna start on another paper. I've looked into a bunch of this stuff, and it's just nothing but just circular freaking economy. They give them money, they study, they do a paper, they turn it in, they get more money. They do it, and nothing ever comes out of it. Nothing ever. They never walk out the door going, boom, we fixed it. This is going to be eliminated. We've got it straightened out. No, they get funding for shrimp on treadmills. And was it squirrels on cocaine or what? What were they getting all high on cocaine, seeing how much they'd have sex? Rabbits or squirrels or something? But it's so, if you went to any one of those people and go, is this whole system rigged? Is it fixed? Individually compartmentalize it, being, no, I'm doing real work here. I'm doing serious work. We're getting results here. You'd be like, well, okay, but what is the end result? That's going to be a good product. What's the right? I mean, you just keep showing up that building every day, going in, putting on your lab coat and turning the lights on. What are y'all doing? Of the tens of thousands of academics and scholars and professors and scientists out there, they don't get much done. They come out with fireproof diapers for babies. But the industry didn't do that. A fireman did that. A fireman, they're from what I remember of the story, their fire retardant gel and stuff that they used. He took it. Hey, Aim, what's up? He took that stuff and worked with it, getting it down to the smallest space and still be effective he could, and got it into diapers. It wasn't an industry that did it. It was most of our big things have come from an individual that's not a scientist fixing stuff and figuring out stuff. Watch Shark Tank. Watch that deal for a minute. Most of those people are just regular people that had an idea. They went, I think I can do this. So our lifetime has been, oh shit, an origami world. That's what we've come into. Everything you see is as fragile as paper. But it's just, oh, it looks so cool, like origami. How'd you do that? What is it? It breaks. Well, buy you another one. See, I am doing well, Amy. Thank you. Family's great. I don't know if you realize, but I have 2 granddaughters now. We had Emma Sue back in March. She's a beautiful specimen of a Gartman gene pool. That's stupid, right? But yeah, we're doing great. Doing great, except for me breaking an ankle and 4 toes and spraining another ankle. I'm great. I'm not going to complain. Nothing I can do about it. I was lucky enough to have these weak ankles like this, and that's a pain. But hey, this is what it is. My back, shit. I mean, my back is nothing different. It's the same. This is what it is. I thank God I've been hurting my ankles. It kind of distracts from the back for like 3 weeks now, and the chiropractor can't get it in. I have a rib at a place that it just can't get it straight. I had 2 massages, 2 chiropractic visits. Can't get it back in. It is what it is. Ice and a little Mary Jane and a little prayer. It'd be all right. It'd be all right. As long as I got those grandbabies. They're out in West Texas right now seeing my parents. And that Addie Lou is funny. She's 28 months now. And Maddie said when she saw my parents, she saw them 5 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago. She saw them right after Emma Sue was born. And she was like, who are you? You broke your neck. Nice. 7 years now. Right? Yeah, my dad was the same way. He went and the doctor said he had broke his back, like his L5. And, oh yeah, that's a healed fracture right across here. I didn't ever break my back. You're like, yeah, you did. You try to think back. I mean, how many times, growing up, especially guys, he worked hard jobs. Now they was sore and hurt for a while, but got over it. What's been going on? Oh my God. That's a simple question. I don't know if you can see my latest project. We poured a concrete patio. That was nice. Kathy likes that now. New. Like I said, just living life, living the dream. Can't complain, won't complain, but I have complained. What do you want me to do? The Alex is doing well. She's working several days a week now, substitute teaching. She's been doing community theater where she helping with plays and stuff. She was in on a 9 to 5 play a couple of months back, and right now they've been rehearsing for A Christmas Carol, and everybody's staying busy. Everybody's doing good. Kathy's humming along. We like I said, we're getting ready to wrap this up here in Orange, Texas, in the next year or so. Our common friend, I mean, he may be your friend. You've been under a rock. You don't know what happened with him. He, yeah, friend. That's That's a word I would not use. An ex-acquaintance, somebody I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Oh, yeah. In a nutshell, probably a year ago this time, close to around a year ago this time, he wigged out on mushrooms one night, and that used to be French doors until he broke them, and I had to put in new doors. He no, I'm telling you, he wigged out, he broke those doors. Then he went back out to the garage, to his loft where he was staying, and I didn't see what happened, but he went out the second story window and broke his ankle, broke his foot. It was all fucked up. He was so high, he didn't even know it, and called the cops, and they came and got him, and ambulance came and sedated him, and yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess, and I hadn't the next day, or like the next is a week or two, he had got hooked up with a VA and with some local deals that help veterans and with housing and stuff. And I made him get on it and find a place to go. He wasn't welcome here anymore. And I took him to Houston to yeah, kind of a halfway house, a shelter type deal. Dropped him off and Paya, see ya. Hadn't talked to him since. Hadn't seen him or talked to him. He left that loft up there where he was living so nasty and so dirty. It was terrible. Oh yeah, I've been disappointed about people before. You know, what do you do? What do you do? I mean, we moved on. He one of the good things, one of the funny things, that while he's wigging out, he punched me. He hit me in the face, and I lost my shit. I took him down, and I was gonna beat the hell out of him, but our German Shepherd Ruger, he went after him. Ruger had him on the floor right here, right there. He had him on the floor, and he was going at his ass. And I pulled him off. And Ruger, you know, we didn't know if he would do anything like that. If somebody attacked one of us or was acting a fool, he will. He will. Oh, and everybody, God bless Ruger. He's passed on. He got cancer, and he passed on. I have no idea what his new handle is. I have no idea anything about him. I unsubscribed from what I was subscribed to on him, and you know, God bless him. Good luck. I hope you find your way. That's all I can say. I just hope you find your way. He knows that I know that he knows what he is. And he's not willing to make any changes. He is what he is. And I don't remember the lady's name, but God bless her. When all the shit was blowing up, where she came out of the woodwork, or he had stayed with them in Colorado, Arizona, somewhere. And he kind of did the same thing as he did here. He's just a pig, just made a mess. He wouldn't do anything, was just, you know. And so she kicked him out. And then she tried to warn me, and I just said, hey, just let me, let me do this by myself. If he burns me, he burns me. But I give people the benefit of the doubt until they burn me. And he burned me. Yeah, I give him credit for one thing, and that was just opening my eyes to the end times, of the post millennial time we're in. And he was the one that showed me that, you know, and so I'm done with him. He knows where I'm at. He's not ever contacted me again, and I've never said anything more than what I've said now about him. That's what happened. Just the truth. I'm not elaborating. I'm not. I'm not swapping any stories here. It's just the truth. And he's never contacted me one time since. He had some mail come here, and I texted him and left him voice messages. You've got mail here. If you want it, text me an address to forward it to, and I will. He never contacted me. Archiax? And no, I've never heard of it, Amy. It sucks. With Alan, you didn't. I just told Amy a while ago he wigged out on mushrooms one night on us. I was laying in bed, man. I heard boom, 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 boom. Dog start barking. I'm like, what in the hell? And I come into the kitchen, and he's standing there at that gate. We have a dog gate, and he can't open it. He can't figure out how to open it. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? He's like, hyphencolanosis. He's saying some fucking word. And I'm like, dude, whoa, 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 whoa. I come get him in the kitchen. We walk outside. And I said, dude, I take him back up to his room. I close his door and stuff. And I'm like, just stay up here if you're going to wig out. And I come back in, and it ain't 5 minutes. I lock the doors. And I hear boom, 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 boom. I come down. He's banging on that again. He's broke those two doors. He's on the outside grabbing the handles. Boom! Finally broke them. Got in the house, and the rest is history. Oh, you saw those streams? Yeah, Well, he had bought like 5 different kinds of mushrooms off the internet. He had a brown envelope with like 5 different kinds in there. And I asked him if he knew dosages, if he knew potencies of these different ones. He's like, oh, yeah. And I didn't do any of them. I didn't try any. And as far as I'd known, he hadn't up until that night done more than a small dose by himself. And then boom, he OD'd on the shit. And that's history. That is history. And I had told him when he bought them, I said, dude, you can do that all you want, but do not wig out on me. Do not come in my house tripping, because Kathy, you will be on the street. I'll let you trip out in your own place. Just don't come in here tripping. And oh yeah, no, I never do that. But that's a past. It is what it is. Like I said, God bless him. I think he's just probably I'm wiped out of his memory, and he probably remembers everything completely different. He probably, if anybody's asked him about me, he's probably said I did something. He's probably hung it all on me. Well, it's all about the dose, Amy. He's an idiot. I've done him a couple of times. It's all about the dose. I've just gotten to the point where I don't want that kind of a high. I want to keep control. I want to be in my mind. People are like, oh, you got to do it. It'll be so enlightening. All this. Yeah, I think I'm enlightened enough. I don't know. I'm not searching for more enlightenment. I'm searching for more understanding of God's word and his plan. But, you know, I don't want to see I don't need to see a white rabbit, going down the hole. I'm fine. I don't need to see any weird things. That's one of the things I understand pain relief. I understand like anxiety relief. I understand things like that. But just to hallucinate and see what you can see, I'm not into it anymore. I used to be. Oh shoot, yeah, let's try this. Let's do that. I'll do it. Try anything. Try it once. See what it is. Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. He was wow. I had some video of him laying on the back deck out there, curled up in fetal position, just blabbering shit, just blabbering, and I just sitting there laughing at him. And that was right off first time he come in, and I don't know how he did it, but he broke that ankle, man, and he was so high on that stuff. It was anesthetic for that ankle. His foot was laying sideways, and he was walking on a half a stump. Just he was so high, it didn't even faze him. I kept trying to get him to sit down. You're fucked up. You look at your foot, and he just like a demon. The shit you not. It was like a demon. He was, his eyes are bugged out of his head. He fucking hit me. This crazy look in his eyes. It hit me and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, this is ending right now. This is enough. Yeah. Yeah, I love him for the things he taught me. He taught me a few things that I don't know that I'd ever come across them if it hadn't been for him. I got no ill will. What a bad experience. What a terrible experience. And, what do you do? What do you do? I tried. But see, the world is so good. God is so good. That's all. I don't even think about it until somebody brings it up. But the other day, I was at a dentist appointment, and I was going to be early, so I pulled in a convenience store to get some coffee. And I go to the coffee section. There's a guy standing there getting him some coffee, and I step around him. He's all, oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm like, no problem, bud. Not in my way. Fix my coffee, doing my stuff. He's over checking out, and I go walking up, and I'm putting my lid on. You know how those lids are, and I set on the counter, and he's like, oh, I got his. And I'm like, what? He's like, I got you, brother. And I'm like, well, okay, thanks a lot. And to be honest with you, I bought several coffees like that, but I've never had anybody buy one from me. And that made me smile all day. That was a good feeling. And I thought to myself, wow, thank God I've done that for other people. If they felt this way, that's a nice feeling. Guys, do we know each other? Oh, so yeah, that was beautiful. I was like, yeah, how great. How great. Never had anybody buy my stuff before. But I wonder if he thought I was like a homeless person or something. Looking at me like this. No, I was okay. I was going to the dentist. Oh, and my dentist, oh my God. He comes in to see me, and I tell him, hey, I quit dipping 6 months ago. I'm done. I don't dip snuff anymore. And you know what he did? He backed off in his little rolling chair, and he got his phone out. Yeah, dear, cancel the swimming pool. What do you mean, why? Mr. Gardman quit dipping snuff. We're not going to get thousands and thousands of dollars out of him over the next several years. Cancel the swimming pool. And I was like, no, I'm joking. But that would be funny, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Metaversely meet you. Yeah, early on, remember we went over and saw Amy and went to the memorial and stuff, and that was year and a half, 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we first came out here, right, Amy? That was when we first came out here. Well, you asked me how my family and stuff was. How's yours? How's your fam and all? Hi, Stanley. Yeah, gosh, Amy, since you were here last, we added Stanley and we added Louie to the mix. We're at 6 dogs. Lois. Now Louie, he's out there eating on that T-bone. Stanley, this little dude, when he realizes this, he's gonna go, he's gonna go take that bone from Louie. And Louie is 5 times his size. Stanley's a bully. He he roughs poor old Louie up all the time. But a different subject, exactly, the dogs. But yeah, that that whole thing, I'm glad I had the experience. It's part of life. It happens. You know, you live and you learn. And more of the, like I did a video 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the top guys, Dave Weiss, Austin Wistic gets it. Those guys that really, really, really know the science. I mean, they really know the science. Are saying stop saying flat Earth. Say non-rotating realm or something. But it's a joke now. Everybody's back to it, going out. Why? I mean, join the flat Earth Society. You expect me to believe that junk. And so it's getting a bad name. So just quit using it. Just drop it out of the vocabulary. Just non-rotating realm, flat non-rotating realm, and get past it. Thanks, Cliff. Thanks. I just try to treat people right. I don't know about any of that, but just treat them right. But on the flat Earth deal, there's there are guys doing the work and stuff, and trying to get that scientific documentation down that they're always crying for. Where's your peer review? Where's your tests? Where are your studies? Where are your experiments? And they're getting there. They're getting there. It's hard. It's hard to rebut that you can't go up to space like they can. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do? Did y'all see the new deal with Elon? His new super rocket has 33 engines on it. Go figure that. 33 engines. People are saying he's going to try and break the firmament. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, they say Elon's going to try and break the firmament. 33 engines. If you could always get your shit to the space station with 4, 5, 6, 10, why all of a sudden 33? And I don't know. I haven't heard the narrative whether it's like, oh, well, it's 33 smaller, more efficient engines that's just going to work so much better. And yeah, I hadn't heard any of that. And all that footage is just so fake. Oh my God. And people keep, I see people on Facebook feeds all the time. I got off Facebook, but like in my email, you get these deals. So-and-so commented, and you can see what they said. And Elon's amazing. Elon's taking us to Mars. Elon's the man. Come on, Elon. Give us our brain chip and put us on your spaceship, man. Elon's so cool. That is such a joke. Wow. Guys, Gog and Magog, who are they? What are they? Anybody see? Can anybody see it yet? I've always contended it's technology and money. And to me, that's the two entities that are struggling for complete power. I mean, it's you hear him talk and he says, "Oh yeah, I sleep in a small bed. I don't have a home. I only sleep 3 or 4 hours a night, and I get up and I'm working. I'm always working. That's all I do is work." It's like, dude, come on, man, come on. That whole stupid thing about putting a car in space. So dumb. And people bought it. People are like, yeah, man. It's just so crazy. And people just, that's the programming is good. And that's, you're going to give the programming over the last 100 years a grade. It's been a strong A. They've gotten enough people programmed to make a difference. And and they always knew that you only need a certain percentage. You don't have to program everybody. Yeah, it's so stupid. And the dummy sitting in there. It's just like, okay, what did they do? Sit there and go, what can we do that is so stupid that they'll love it, that they'll believe it? Like you said, it's real because it looks so fake. Who says that? What? Hey, here's Stanley. Can we say hi to everybody, Stanley? Who's Stanley? Oh, Stanley. He's a good boy. He's a rescue boy. We got him here at the Orange Pound. Yeah. He got lucky that day. I was there to look at a German Shepherd. And some people come in right after me with the cash to get that German Shepherd. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, we're sorry. I said, okay. I said, let's go look and see what we got. And first stall right there was Stanley. He was Stanley in the first stall. His name was Stitch at the time. I changed it to Stanley. He looks like a Stanley. And he's my shadow now. He's been my shadow since we got him. I don't know what those people did to him, but he was he was a scared little guy, and now he's a good boy. He's the one that broke my 2 toes back on July the 4th in Arkansas. He got into my gummies, and Stanley was tripping, and Stanley was bouncing off walls. He was falling over, and I went to pick him up, and he did a backflip on me, and I stood up and turned, bam, broke 2 toes off the foot of the bed. All right, guys, take care. That's Stanley. Stanley broke my toes. And then the next week and a half later, Louie, he broke my ankle and 2 more of my toes. So there's my dogs. My new dogs have killed me. Hey, you too, man. That truth is important. Very important. Sometimes, wow, it's crazy how people hate it so much. Weird, man. Weird. Amy, I put the link in the chat up here if you wanted to come on. It's all the way back at the first. Everybody's feeling better around here. Kathy was tired. But yeah, I put the link there in the chat. I was hoping Amy, or Oh my God, my brain just went blank. Ashley. I was hoping Ashley would come on. I ain't talked to her in several weeks. She's just missed me a couple of times. We need to check in on Tennessee. I Jason is making guitars, she said, out of cigar boxes, and I wanted to buy one, and can't get in coordination with her. So I waited this morning to start a little later, and hoping she'd show up. I'm glad you showed up, Amy Bo Baby. Where you stays now? Huh? Where you stays now, Amy? Because I think I'm out. Oh my God. No, I'm not out. It's just packed so hard. Can't get it out. But we've been doing great. I mean, honestly, we've been doing really good. No problems, no complaints. Just the little things. Like I said, my truck. Guys had it, was going to do a little body work on it and paint it. And he's just diddled with it. And finally, he said, I got a friend that, he'll do the body work and get it ready for paint because I can't get to it and all this, and then I'll paint it. And I went and saw the guy yesterday, and I said, all right, here's the deal. We settled on an amount and a time frame for him to do it and do it all. And oh my God. And the original guy's like, oh, well, hey, I'll do this and I'll do that. And I said, dude, you haven't done nothing. You keep saying you'll do it and you've done nothing. So I'm giving it to this guy. You're done. Get out. Fort Worth. Lord. Fort Worth. We, back in the day, living out in West Texas. And it's funny now, thinking about it. As we used to think, going to Dallas or Fort Worth. Fort Worth's 2.5 hour drive. Dallas, 2.5 to 3 hours according to traffic. And I just think, man, that's golly, that's a long ass drive. And now it's like 2.5 hours. That's nothing. We live 8 hours from my parents and my brother, and 8 hours from my daughter, my grandchildren. A 2.5 hour trip would be a day trip now. I'd do it. Did you click on that link? Let me refresh that link here. I'll throw it in. Let me put it in again because it may have expired. There you go. Try that one. I don't know how those links work, but there it is. So yeah, I'd give anything for a 2.5 hour drive to see my grandchildren. I would be there daily if they let me. I told my daughter, I said, man, you ever need me, I'll come out there and I'll camp out in the alley by the dumpster. And when you go to work in the morning, I'll come in and take care of the babies. Yeah. You liking Fort Worth? Every time I drive through those places, me and Kathy say the same thing. I wouldn't live here for nothing. You couldn't get me to live around here for nothing. But West Texas, yes. Fort Worth, Dallas, no. No, around the fringes, around the edges, yeah. There's some nice places around the edges, but oh my gosh. No, thank you. We, when the kids were young, Maddie had dance competitions and stuff in downtown Fort Worth and downtown Dallas, and just driving around those places, just the negative vibrations, just the whole place, negative vibrations. You can feel it. Y'all know it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The tension and the vibration. They were talking about that, vibrations and stuff. And she said something about Taylor Swift. Somebody said something about Taylor Swift. Have you seen that shit she does in her concert? She goes like all the way across, the the stadium or the auditorium where she's at, in this snake, in the mouth of this snake. And she's singing some song. Is that Christian? She's always talking about how, I'm from Tennessee and Christians in Tennessee don't do that. They don't do this. But you look at this satanic ritual you're doing. That's just wow. And she's hooking up with Mr. Pfizer himself. Those people will do anything for money. Oh, and I saw a quick video of the girl who was one of the main characters. In the middle of the city. I love it. Okay, well, that's for you. But what was it saying? Oh, the girl that was on Orange is the New Black was talking, doing an interview, and she's like, I wouldn't drink the golden juice, and I didn't get all the fame and all the fortune. I was like, what? The golden juice? What are you talking about? She's like, surely you know about the golden juice. You're in the profession. She's like, no, I've never heard of it. She's like, well, if I'd wanted fame and fortune and everything they said, all I had to do was drink the golden juice, and I wouldn't drink the juice. And she was taken off the show. She was killed off from the show, and she ain't got work since. So what do you do? What do you do with that? Oh yeah, they got some great buildings. I mean, you got to enjoy where you're at, right, and make the best of it. But I just, I'm not. You've been here. We're not so much in the country, but it is nice being out of town and have a decent sized piece of land. We got our survey done a couple of weeks ago, boundary surveys, and we were told when we bought it, it was under an acre. It wasn't an acre, and we got that survey done, and it's over an acre. So yay for us! It's over an acre. A think tank deal. Well, I mean, people have said it many, many times in many different ways that the music industry and stuff, that they have a vault, that they do put it in a vault, they do satanic rituals over it, and there's satanic rituals done over most all music, and the ones that you see at the top of the charts were the ones that old Lucifer himself okayed, said, here's your hits. These are going to be our next stars. And I believe it completely works that way. I believe the MK Ultra control they get over those people and telling those people how important they are, how how they are. The reason these people get up in the morning is to see you sing. And they completely believe all the garbage, all of it. It's amazing. Oh, sorry, Stanley. But what's so funny, I think about it all, is how these people, these become multi-millionaires, and they talk about, all their social justice things, and they're so opposite of what they talk about. It's just crazy. They're so hypocritical. They're so blind to their own hypocrisies and cognitive dissonance. And the older I get, wow, that cognitive dissonance, that is a huge problem with people, a huge problem. And I can't believe it's not a whole study in psychology on its own of how people can be so brainwashed, so disenfranchised to truth that they wholeheartedly believe these things and never bucket will fight you over it. And you can show them the truth and they spit on it. They're like, anybody can make up that stuff. Where's your jacket? Where's your certificate? Where's your diploma? Where's your, where's your authority? Yeah. The appeal to authority. The appeal to systems. You're not part of the system. How do you know? Are you in that? No, you're not. You don't know anything. But I'm a fairly reasonable person, and I can look at it and go, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. Yeah, like the 50 plus different freaking Christian sex religions. It's one word of God. One word of God. There's one church. There's one church. There's not 50. Not 50 churches. There's one. Yeah. 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 It's bigger than I thought it was. But what's crazy is we have a creek that runs behind it, and the property actually goes right up to the edge of the creek. Boom, right to the edge. I was like, wow. You wouldn't have figured that. What, Stanley? I know you're so needy, buddy. I know. But yeah, what do you do when there's all these different churches and all these different religions screaming, my God is best, my God is best. But the only ones that are really persecuted, mocked, and belittled for their religion are the Christians. They're the true believers like us when we sit here and go, Jesus Christ, he's the only way, the truth, the life. That's it. One way. One. Deeds don't do nothing for you. If when you truly have the Holy Spirit in you, deeds will happen. You will want them. You won't do them so you can get the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit walks you into these deeds. It just guides you through life. And I can't tell you a new song or a new group that I listen to that are newer or that came out probably mid 90s. Things like Alice in Chains and Red Hot Chili Peppers, things like that. Anything after that, I don't know anybody. All my stuff's oldies. All of it. All my stuff is oldies. All of it. But the whole process, of all these churches and splitting them off, and they all have their little organizations and their heads and stuff. And it's funny how none of them step back and go, guys, what are we doing? There's one word, God. We should all be able to agree on this book. It doesn't change. The word never changes. And we change it. We take it and we spin it. And it's just wow. And all these churches flying the LBGT flag. Wow. Wow. What blasphemy on God. Wow. Saying that God accepts those people and their sin in his church. Don't judge them. He accepts them. Oh yeah. If they repent, okay. But they don't repent. They say he appreciates my sodomy. He loves me for my evil, twisted outlook on relationships. And the only thing relationships mean to those people is sex. Doesn't mean anything else. Well, thank you, Amy. God bless you, and all love to you and yours in this season coming up of of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Keep your discernment sharp. Keep your tongue at bay. Listen, watch these people. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. What time is it? Hour and 23 minutes. Wow, I've been rambling and yakking for a while, right? Well, Ames, it's good to see you. I'm glad you showed. I hadn't seen you in a while. You can see on my page, I usually do one a week. But I usually am at, it's usually 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing these. Yeah. It's usually 4:30, 5 o'clock. Latest is 5:30. I usually do these. But I got to have somewhere to get out and talk and say, get all this out of my head, right? You know the song, can't get it out of my head. I can't get it out of my head. So I got to get out and say something. But it's just amazing. It's amazing how many people, are so blind to reality these days. And no, they don't really seem to have any interest in finding the truth. And if they find it, doing something with it. It aggravates me, and I can see it coming. They built all these podcasters up to be so amazing. Joe Rogan and the likes of him and all these. They're acting like this podcasting is a savior of humanity. That if you don't go on Joe Rogan's show, you don't count. You obviously don't mean much, because if you did, you'd be on his show. That's the litmus test now. Has he ever been on Joe Rogan? How did Rogan get in this position? How did Rogan all of a sudden become the go-to guy for the interview? I mean, it basically started out him and a couple of friends going, you know what? We can talk and smoke weed and drink and smoke cigars and do whatever we want. They can't do anything to us. And roll the camera. Roll the freaking cameras. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get so-and-so on here and get him high. And let's see what he'll say. Let's watch what he does. They did that to Owen Benjamin. And that was the last time he went on any shows. That's when he turned on Joe Rogan, because Joey Diaz gave Owen Benjamin one of those Star of Death, those 200 milligram THC gummies, and lied to him, told him, oh, no, you'll love it. It's just a little bit. And he started wigging out. He started, getting high. And I watched the podcast. I'd watch it. He just all of a sudden gets up and walks out. And they're all kind of like, whoa, hey, Owen, what's up with Owen? And he didn't come back. And they're like, he left? Yeah, dude, he left. He left. He got in his car and he left. And they're like, whoa. And as far as I know, they never talked about it again. But Owen did. Owen said, he gave me one of those deals and I just started. Oh, my God. He said, that was so awful. He said, I got my car and I think he said he drove maybe a couple of miles and he had to pull over and just sit in a parking lot for like 2 hours. It was nuts. He was like, I can't believe they did that to me. He's like, I was willing to do a little gummy and let's have one drink and talk. And he said, I knew the formula. He said, but wow. Gave him a 200 milligram and that was it. But how did he get to be there? How did he get to be such the go-to? And they say he's got fuck you money now, where he can do whatever he wants. You can't cancel him. He's uncancelable. You try to cancel him like what was his name? Neil Young tried to say, I'm pulling all my stuff off Spotify if you don't pull him off. And they're like, okay, go ahead, pull it off. So now Joe Rogan's invincible. How? He's an idiot. He's an idiot. If you go back and really watch and listen, if it's an idea, if it's a person he likes, he's a yes man. Yep. Yep, laughs at everything they say. But if it's something that he doesn't know anything about, or he's totally against what he's heard so far, he tries to play an intellectual. And he's gotten popped a few times with people on his show, and he don't show those. But he's been popped by people before, called out as an idiot and a dumbass because he didn't know what he's talking about. And he don't show those. They don't show those. They edit those. That's why they do that. And that's a disingenuous. I found out the other day that they just bank episodes like TV series do. They go in every day and they'll do 3 or 4, couple hour podcasts, acting like, okay, today the new subject is, where they just keep banking them. So then they go on vacation for 6 months and just run these pre-recorded episodes, trying to get people to believe, oh, this is fresh and this is new. And, it's not. And they just so many of them. And they're just all kind of the same crap. But how'd Joe Rogan get there? What? Talentless. He's a bum. He's a bum. But, all right. Oh, sorry. Hang on, Stanley. Hour and a half in. I'm going to cash it in. God bless. Love you all. Good discernment. Good vibrations. Take care.